It's time for the 2023 Lancaster Archery Classic shoot-up finals for the Open Pro category here from Spooky Nook Sports Complex in Manheim, Pennsylvania at the largest indoor archery tournament on the East Coast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast booth. I'm Greg White, sitting alongside Rio Wild, a legend in the sport. Some would even call him the GOAT. Now, Rio, it has been a spectacular weekend of archery here in Pennsylvania, and we are down to it, the final 8, to decide who's going to be the champion in Open Pro.
Yeah, it's a crazy weekend. I mean, some of the greatest scores ever shot. I mean, for a quantity. I mean, even Steve Anderson and I were talking a little bit ago, and he's like, it's a good weekend I wasn't there. If you're 4 down and you're in 7th, 8th place, like, come on. He said, it's a good weekend not to be there because everybody's just killing it.
Well, Rio, I want to talk something with you quickly because I know that a lot of people don't know this, but this is your final tournament in the United States as a pro.
For this year, yeah. I'm got some stuff going on. I can't really say, but it's going to be interesting. It'll be the first time I miss Vegas in 30 years, and so it'll be just a different year. I'm going to be doing some other stuff. It should be cool for archery and just some things I'm working on.
Well, you heard it here first, but wait for the next week and a half, and there'll be a big announcement of what's next for Rio Wild. But let's talk about what happened today, because we started this whole thing at 8 o'clock in the morning with Masters Open Pro. We worked our way into Bow Hunter. Then we got into some unbelievable recurve matches, including one you won't want to miss, Olympic recurve. That final was amazing. Youth Male Open, Men's Open. The 6th seed to the 1, maybe. Check that one out. Women's Open Pro was great, and now we're down to the final 8. So how did they get here? Well, let's talk about how we're going to shoot up. You have the top 8 qualifiers from 128 archers. Number 8 is going to shoot against number 7. Whoever wins that match shoots against number 6. Whoever wins that match against 5th, all the way up. Can the number 8 qualifier shoot their way all the way up to compete for the number 1 spot? That's what this crowd is hoping for without question. We have a 12 that's in play. That's normally not in play in qualifiers, but the 12, it is a 1.5 centimeter dot that you can call. So in this finals, if you're down by a point or 2, you can call for that 12 ring and make it very interesting. So that's what we have going on. Now it's time for the 3rd member of our broadcast team, PJ Riley, to welcome on a couple shooters to the field of play and get this Open Pro shoot up going.
All right, let's get it. Get ready for our Open Pro finals match. This is our biggest match of the weekend in terms of payout. The winner of this is going to take home $20,000 from us, not to mention all the contingencies. So let's bring out our number 8 qualifier from Leota, Indiana, Dane Johnson. And now pay attention to this, because this emphasizes how important every arrow is at the Lancaster Archery Classic. Our number 7 seed is one of our 2 perfect 660 qualifiers, Zach Plonsky.
I'm in high demand today.
What's that?
I'm in high demand today.
So what PJ was talking about there, Rio, is here you have a perfect 660 score. You had 60 arrows with 11 ring in play, but you also had 3 rounds of eliminations, and your points are cumulative during the entire match, something that I absolutely love here at the Lancaster Archery Classic. Well, you have Dane Johnson, who's been shooting 17 years but still young, and he is an absolute fan favorite, one of my favorite people. Dane Johnson. So we're getting ready for our first round, our first of 8. Dane Johnson versus Zach Plonsky.
And it should be a good match. Like I said, he shot at 660. You know, they can shoot. I mean, even Dane is only down 11 points for the whole weekend. I mean, it's crazy the shooting that's gone on this weekend. Well, again, like I said, it's hard to go from the other spot to here, and so you always hope your first arrow is good, and that's a big, you just don't know. But he didn't move his side, so in a way, you almost feel like that might have been where he broke. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It was incredible. He had to have a shoot-off with Brodie Turner. Big bobble there.
Yeah, not something you usually see out on this stage very often. But I mean, it can cause all kinds of demons to appear out here on the stage. I mean,
11.
and Dane's been out on stages a bunch. I mean, he's
Yes.
won some ASAs. He's been around that. It's not something new to him, so it's probably
9.
Wow.
yeah.
I mean, this is just really unusual for Plonsky, and I just think really it has to do with being out here on the stage.
100%. 100%. I mean, I've had guys ask me, how in the world do you shoot like that out there? Because they've got out here and they just freak out. And they're like, how do you do it? And
Let's go to PJ.
Dane Johnson, how you doing?
Wonderful.
I'm used to seeing you out on the 3D range, but here you are at the indoor stage.
Well, I about tripped up here because I'm not used to a step up. I'm not used to this indoor game yet. So
Gotcha. How's it feel to be up there?
it feels great. I'm happy to be here. First time for me. Like I said, I'm just happy to be here.
First time shooting a classic or first time on the stage?
First time up on stage.
Gotcha. Run through your equipment for us, Dane.
So I'm shooting a TRX 38 from Matthews, Generation 2, Excel sight, Ultra View scope, Hamsky peep, Hamsky rest, Bee Stinger stabilizers, gold tip arrows, stack beams, and true ball HPC.
What knock are you shooting?
The Acculite.
Acculate. All right. Well, it looks like you're feeling pretty comfortable up there. Starting out with a perfect 33. Zach Plonsky 30. So Dane has a 3-point lead.
And in attendance with Dane is his girlfriend Reagan. Looks like she's in his coaching box. He got started in archery because of his dad, and you know Dane Johnson's goal is to leave archery better than when he got here, and that's what keeps him motivated in this sport. And
Yeah.
he's such a good dude to be around.
yeah, he is a good guy. I do enjoy being around.
11.
See if Zach can kind of get it back under control. It's
11.
because, like, I know when I talk to people and teach them, we talk about it so different out on that stage. One of the things I always do when I'm doing seminars is I show the part from Hoosiers, where the coach goes out and takes them in the big basketball arena and measures everything and shows them that it's all the same. I mean, you're out here, it's the target's still 18 or 20 yards. You got the same size target face that you do every day at home, just the lighting's a little different. And so it's hard for people to really comprehend that.
Yeah. I mean, it is true. Although when you get out here to qualifications and you're standing in that big arena, it sure looks further away. I mean, the ceiling's higher. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're right, though. It's exactly like I don't change my sight from home to here, but it sure feels more intimidating.
It does,
And
100%. Plus, there's more pressure on the line. Oh, and he's throwing a 12 already.
just his left. So it looks like it'll score an 8. I think Tim Gillingham behind him going, what are you going to do? You know,
Yeah.
like, wait,
We already-
what are we going to do?
Yeah, no, I mean, in the start was a little weak, so it's like, well, you got to start here somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Zach, welcome to the
Let's go to PJ.
Archery Classic final stage. How does it feel to be up there?
Feeling I've never felt before, that's for sure. Very nervous.
Is this your first time on this stage?
First time here, first time on the stage.
First time at the Classic?
Yep.
Thank you for coming out. We certainly appreciate that. Can you run through your gear for us? What are you shooting?
I got the new Hoyt Stratus 36, Excel sight, Excel scope, Bee Stinger bars, gold tip arrows, true ball release.
And what knock are you shooting?
Bite or knock.
Bite or knock. Okay. Well, Zach, no matter how things turn out, you are already in the history books as shooting one of our 5 perfect rounds. 5 perfect rounds ever at the Lancaster Archery Classic. He shot a 660 this weekend and then won a shoot-off to earn the #1 seed after qualifications.
I mean, I'm going to have to ask, who was the first one to do it here at Lancaster Archery Classic?
That'd be me. I did that in 09, a week or two ago.
Wow.
And it was
14 years ago already, huh?
And it was at the shop, up in the little shooting area, because it was so small back then. We shot in the the building next to the shop and upstairs. They didn't even have the shooting center downstairs. That
We were
was
still scoring. We were scoring 11s back then.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Yeah, the first couple of years we did it a little different. They did a half NFA face and half the other one, and then they changed it to this round, and it's stuck. And it's been a really good.
It adds a different element.
Uh-huh.
You know, the reality is there's a lot of people out there that are good 10 shooters, but to shoot an X consistently, that's next level.
Yes, agreed. And I'll be honest with you, I will give Lancaster props. They have always tried to stay, evolving the sport. That's why, like, the 12s here have been a big thing. It's just a thing that they've really tried to keep the event good.
Nice. He called that 12. He got that 12. That's all he needs to do. He just forgot to turn it off after the last one, as PJ mentioned.
Yeah, so when he shot it, I thought, oh, the light's not on.
The light isn't the official deal. You've got to make sure the judge knows you've called
Gotcha.
it. Obviously, you hit the light, it works. But
Yeah. Gotcha.
it's happened in another match as well.
Good.
That is the strongest, most solid 12 we've seen all weekend long.
Yeah, for sure.
Now Dane back there talking to his coach. What do you think? You think I should go for the 12 next time? She's like, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, if she's like my wife, the first tournament I ever took my wife to was the World Cup Finals. And we shot, and I said, I think I can shoot a perfect score. And her exact comment to me is that good?
I think his girlfriend shoots, and she's a good shooter.
Good.
There's Reagan.
Good shot. You got it.
A good 1-2-3 shot at
Yeah.
Plonsky's target. All right, so let's see where the official score puts us. So we got 93-98.
A 5-point difference.
Oh, yes. So our score here.
If I was Dane, I probably would have gone second, only because of that 12 situation.
But you're far enough ahead. Does it really?
Yeah,
You shoot 3 11s.
Yeah. Well, this arrow is going to be kind of the lead off. It's going to be important. An 11 here for Dane.
I mean, you could shoot 3 9 still.
All right, so, and the 12 has already been called by Zach. He already hit the button, going for it. He only gets one an end. Missed it. Now that takes all the pressure off Dane.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have a lot of pressure anyway at 5 points. Even if he'd have hit the 12, that cuts it to 4, which means you could have shot 3 10s and still won. So, I mean, a lot of, I guess you could say, hope nothing breaks to survive that point. I mean, I remember my first World Cup Finals, and I'm like, Arrow, just get out of the bow and get down there.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of
That's where, like, if I'm Dane holding that, like, shooting a back tension,
Yeah.
I'd be ripped on that par so hard on the drawback.
Yeah, he did it. He smoked it. Good round at a 131 too. Only one down to walk out here. The first time here and the first time doing this, it's like gotta be nervous beyond.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's what happened to Zach.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the guy shot a perfect 660, and he deserves to be here. And now he's got a lot of experience, and he'll be back so strong. He decides to come back next year.
Yeah.
Waiting for our official
So Dane Johnson will advance. I don't think we need official score on that one. Dane Johnson will advance. So 8th place goes to Plonsky. $750 to Zach.
Plonsky.
Great job.
660 qualification.
All right, let's get to PJ.
Do that. Our score is official. Dane Johnson 131, Zach Plonsky 119. So let's bring out our number 6 finalist from Van Buren, Arkansas, Kris Hacker.
Kris Hacker, of course, well known on the 3D scene. IBO national champion, ASA Shooter of the Year finalist. I mean, he has done so much in his archery career. And, you know, he's just an accomplished indoor shooter as well. It always seems like Hacker, as of late, has been in the mix.
Yeah.
Been shooting for 20 years. Started archery bow hunting with his dad.
Yeah, and he started off really good in the eliminations. I was on his target, and he shot a clean round to past year's champion, Nick Cappers. Had to go to a shoot-off and everything. It was really impressive.
11.
Dane looks calm,
Yeah, he
cool,
does.
and collected right now, yeah.
That might be the understatement.
He's chilling.
Yeah.
9.
Ooh. Runners must be pretty good out there today because
Yeah, it must be.
11.
Dane seems not to see him, but everybody else seems to be feeling him.
Mm-hmm.
Eleven. 33.
Yeah, he just rolled it out.
Yeah, he sure did. I'm sure PJ's going to talk to Kris Hacker.
Kris Hacker,
What's up, PJ?
good to see you up here on an indoor stage. How's it feel?
It's good. Good. Glad to be back up here.
So, yes, we're used to seeing you on the 3D stage, of course, finals, in the Open Pro category at the ASA. Does this feel any different than that?
This is more pressure packed.
More pressure
Yeah,
packed.
a little more out of my element in here.
All right, run through your gear for us, Kris.
Hoyt Stratos 36, gas bowstrings, B3 exact sight, bowfinger scope, Hamsky Trinity, that's new for me this year, B-Stinger bars, running last chance tungsten weights, and then X-Focus 365 lens.
Arrows. Super Drive 27.
Yep, Super Drive 27.
What knock you got
and
in
boning
there?
vanes with the biter 19.2 knot.
Biter knocks. All right. Well, Kris, it is awesome seeing you up here achieving at the indoor game. After our first end, we have Dane Johnson with a 2-point lead, 33-31.
So Dane Johnson hoping to keep it rolling.
Man, his shot looks good and a good pace.
Yep.
And for most people to understand, that just means you feels comfortable. The dot's sitting there really well. Just easy to shoot. Because that's one of the biggest variables, how your dot's setting and how everything else is going, as to how your shot timing is affected.
Looking at Kris Hacker, what do we see on his hat, Rio?
It's kind of a blinder to kind of keep your focus. My dad's had to use one later in his life because he said his eyes were kind of fighting each other, but it keeps sometimes from getting double vision or just distracting you. I've seen a lot of people use them for different things, but those are two of the big majors.
Yeah, it is kind of weird with your dad. In the last couple of years, myself, sometimes I lose eye dominance when I'm at full draw. And I'll switch to the left, switch to the right. So obviously if I had something that was aiding you there, also could be the possibility of eye dominance, period.
Yeah, 100%. So,
Well, it looks like Hacker dropped another point.
yeah, it's almost time to start looking at the 12.
Oh, here we go. Let's go to PJ.
No, I'm gonna shoot 3D. Yeah, that's more of my game.
Gotcha. Hey, where do you practice back home? What shop? What club?
I actually have my own 20-yard range. I actually have my own little apartment, my own range. So
Gotcha.
I'm usually up till about 2-3 a.m. shooting. So
We always see your dad shooting or coming out to the ASAs. He's usually behind cheering you on. Do you get to practice much with him?
all the time.
All the time.
Usually we go back and forth and talk smack, but unfortunately he's not here. He actually just opened up a new office, so he's back home doing all that good stuff. So
I'm sure he's watching on TV.
hi, Dad.
There you go. All right, after two ends at the half, we have Dane Johnson 66, Kris Hacker 63. Kris at 12 runs close to a 14, maybe a little small.
Must have talked him into it.
Yeah, no kidding. What we're talking about is the 12 ring has been, or the 12 has been called already for Chris Hacker. So he'll be going for that 1.5 centimeter dot.
He didn't love it. And again, it's that risk reward, and it's not really rewarding a lot of people today.
It's definitely not.
Yeah.
I mean, we hear other sports talk about analytics. It'll be interesting after a couple years to see what the odds are of hitting it versus not. Like, albeit, what risk do you take? Is it like the 4th down in the NFL and you're really going to go for it?
Yeah, because eventually there's going to be, like, everybody will know each scenario.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And Dane just looks like he's rolling. Just.
You know what? We have seen this before at the Lancaster Archery Classic, where someone who's got a lower seed gets into a rhythm, and it's like everybody starts to collapse around him. It's only the first match, and I'm not saying, especially with the talent we have coming up. Second match, yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you look at it, you go, okay, all right, we got some really talented people coming up, but could Dane Johnson run the table? That's the question. Let's go to PJ.
Well, for 3D, I have my own range, so I practice at a friend of mine's land where we have that. And then indoors, I basically practice at work after everybody gets out of the shop.
The shop, give us a name.
Jelco Outdoors, Fort Smith,
Jelco
Arkansas.
Outdoors. Right,
Yep.
great. So, how does it feel for you? I forget, when did you switch to Hoyt? Was it this year, or did you shoot
It
Hoyt
was last
year?
season.
You
Yeah,
shot
last season,
Hoyt.
went back to Hoyt. Feels awesome. Glad to be shooting a Hoyt. Feels good to be back there.
All right, great. Kris, we appreciate you coming up here. Dane Johnson, 99. Chris Hacker, 91.
Dane Johnson will shoot first in this final end with a comfortable 8-point lead.
Didn't love where it broke, but it hit good.
Yeah, it hit really well.
That's what when you see a guy move like that, it's a lot of times because his dot just isn't where he wanted it to hit. Oh, and I missed the 12. That's
Yeah,
good.
it was called.
It's tough because it's not enough points to really get him back in the match, but it will build your confidence a little bit after the.
10.
Dane could shoot a perfect score here. And only be 1 down, I think, for his 2 matches to start.
Wow.
11.
Got it.
33.
Better watch Dane Johnson in Vegas this year.
Yeah.
11.
So good showing for Chris Hacker, who came in as the number 6 seed after only dropping 9 points for the entire weekend until we got to this point. But Dane Johnson, our number 8 seed, will advance to shoot off against the number 5 seed. Let's get to PJ.
We know that Chris Hacker is going to finish in 7th place, taking home $1,000 from us. Chris Hacker, congratulations. And our score is official, 132-124. Thanks for coming, buddy. Dane Johnson just shot our first perfect match. Did not drop a point, 132. All right, let's bring out our number 5 seed from Schenectady, New York, Jacob Slusarz.
Jacob Slusarz, ASA, IBO wins, shoot off in Vegas, NFA Indoor Nationals. I mean, this kid has got a lot going on for him.
At a young age, he is a solid shooter.
Absolutely. His mom's here with him today, but he got into archery because he was bow hunting with his dad. And what keeps him motivated in our sport is he just loves to do it. And why not, man? Winning always makes you feel good.
No, for sure. There is nothing more exciting than getting a good win in a major archery event.
Slusarz also shot just 9 points down for the entire points accumulated during the weekend and shot 88 11s.
Like I said, the scores this weekend were phenomenal.
Yep.
Like,
11.
they both look solid out there. Amazing. These guys have shot so good all weekend.
I know.
And both of them just look really smooth and solid out there, and it just seems to be rolling pretty amazing. Yeah, he didn't love that one. That was the first one, kind of a response. It was a little different.
11.
And Dane just seems to keep that same pace and everything that he's got going on.
Let's go to PJ.
Jacob, welcome to the Lancaster Archery Classic finals stage. Is this your first time up here?
Yep.
It is. Have you shot the Classic before?
Yeah, for a couple years.
For a couple of years now. All right. So let's run through your equipment before we talk about some other fun stuff.
Perfect. Darton Tempest ET with gas bowstrings, B3 sight, Conquest stabilizers, Black Eagle PS27s.
What knock are you shooting?
Biter Hunters.
Biter Hunters. Okay. This past season, you got your first win on the ASA in the Open Pro class. Been shooting IBO. You got a win there too? Yes.
Yep.
All right. It'd be nice to add a win at the Lancaster Archery Classic, wouldn't it?
I'm trying.
All right. Jacob Slusarz opens with a 32 to Dane Johnson's 33.
Dane, you're shooting first. You'll be shooting second.
So far in 27 arrows shot by Dane Johnson, he's only dropped one single point, Rio.
Yeah, he's come out of the gate firing, that's for sure, and he looks comfortable. Like, I think that's the understatement part of it, is he just looks. There's no. I mean, we watch guys out here shaking and moving when they're on that. He doesn't have any of that right now, and so to me, maybe he's the guy that eventually in the pro division, first guy to make that long run.
Might be. I love the steely-eyed look of Slusarz. He's staring down that target, just telling it, you're going to the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Oop, there's a bobble. It's the first miscue and a lot of arrows for Dane Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's and it doesn't take much. I mean, that's what, like, these guys have shot so long and missed so few that it makes it look so easy. I mean, I've had friends go and buy bows because they're like, oh my gosh, this can't be that hard. And they get them and they're like, I hate you. Oh, now Dane's dropped a couple, and so this changes the whole dynamics of this. If Jacob could shoot at 11 here, it's all tied up.
He'll actually go 1 point up.
11, 33.
Yep. So he goes 1 point
Yep,
up.
you're right. And that's how much that little 11 can matter. You can go from like, and he just missed him by a hair from behind to up in a heartbeat.
Dane, you still feeling comfortable up there?
Let's go to PJ.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
We've been hearing guys commentating over there. They're saying you look like your shot's feeling good. Seems like you're.
I had a couple that didn't break so good. Actually, that second one just broke low. Third one just rushed it too much, but
Just didn't get where you wanted to.
nope.
All right. Well, listen, you got those nice boots there. If you turn them forward, you can press on that red button. Boom. Extra point right there.
I told myself that I was going to shoot out every 12, but that ain't going to happen. So.
You can still do that. There's plenty left. You got 2 more chances in this match, which We have flipped now Jacob Slusarz 1 point lead, 65-64.
Gonna take every one of them.
Yeah. That's the old I have a plan going in, but wait a second, I'm the number 8 seed.
Yeah.
See, that's like a 3D strategy.
Yeah.
If I'm 5th place going into the ASA final, I'm just going to gun after all the 4 teams. Right?
Yeah.
But when the reality hit, when Dane was like, wait a second, I'm leading?
Yeah.
Ain't no 14s or no 12s
Yeah.
getting called.
No reason to risk it when you're on top.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's been 3 in a row he shot 10s
Yeah.
on. And he had ran a long streak.
And that was also a quick shot. Here he goes.
Yeah.
Slusarz with 11, and Dane is called to 12.
Which I like that because it'll put pressure on Jacob for his last arrow if he can shoot that 12.
He's got to settle down, take his time. Got it.
Yeah.
And he's one of our few athletes who actually hit the button to turn it off.
Yeah, look at that.
Great job, Dane.
Way to set an example.
11-33.
Yeah,
That 12's got to give Dane back his confidence, I would think.
I would think so.
11.
There you go.
Also 33.
Yeah, 33 the hard way. That's what PJ said. He's right.
Yeah. So it keeps it at a 1 point match, like even with his 10.
It's a good quarter shaft in. Pretty
Yeah.
easy call. By the way, if you are thinking about coming to the Lancaster Archery Classic for next year and you're thinking, how can I get these targets to prepare myself for them, which is something you should do. You can just go to Lancaster Archery Supply, order them up, have them shipped, and then you can use that to practice.
Yeah, for sure. I do have some at home. I won't lie. I did when I was here doing a seminar. I grabbed a bunch.
Yeah, not me because I didn't think I was going to. I was actually practicing on vertical faces because I forgot that we switched back to Vegas style face last year. So just watching some videos last year would have solved that problem. Final end. Jacob Slusarz, who was our number 5th seed, against Dane Johnson, our number 8 seed. This will be for 6th place. And to decide which shooter is going to advance to shoot with our number 4 seed.
Well, the 12's back on again. I mean, it's in a hurry. It came quick after that first one was just a little high.
11.
And Jacob's taking advantage of it.
Yeah, that was a longer hold.
It's still solid.
Mm-hmm.
A little more movement than I've seen anymore.
Got it. 12.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He stepped up there and smoked 2 12s every time he's called it. Maybe he should have called it every time.
It really got things weird in here.
Yeah.
11.
But Slusarz has found it now.
Yeah. And he's talking with his coach. He's telling you if he needs it or not for this last arrow.
11.
And his coach told him you're up 1, so don't mess with that.
Mm-hmm. So a 10 to tie, 11 to win.
11.
Got it.
Yep, there you go.
33.
Well, even though Dane Johnson will
Yeah.
exit, he will still be the first shooter of the weekend to score a perfect 132.
We know Dane Johnson is going to
Yeah.
finish in 6th place.
Let's get to
Taking
PJ.
home $1,250. Dane Johnson, 6th place finisher, Open Pro class. Score is official, 131 to 130. Jacob Slusarz takes the win.
Nice job, buddy. Thank you.
All right, let's bring out our number 4 seed. From Chipley, Florida, the 2019 Classic champion in this division, Jacob Marlow.
Well, what can we say about Jacob Marlow? He's an absolute stud. He's been on this stage before. He shot his way through some stuff.
Yeah. And hysterical.
Yeah, his brother Tyler came out of retirement and is here this weekend. Shot a few arrows. It was great to see him. We haven't seen him in 3 years. He started, Jacob Marlow started archery obviously because his dad was hunting, and he says what motivates him to keep him in this sport, simply my mortgage.
Hey, nothing like keeping a roof over your head. That's sort of the...
Yeah. And when asked how many years he's shooting, he just put a lot.
A lot. Keeping it simple.
That's right. So in Vegas, indoor nats, multiple ASA championships.
Oh, and stuffs the first one. So it makes it, like I said, it takes a little bit of...
Yep. But if there is a streaky archer, someone who can get on a streak,
Oh, yeah.
it is definitely Marlow.
Oh, 100%. And he can shoot some arrows. I mean, just like I said, besides that, he's only down 7 points for the whole weekend.
Incredible.
10.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. So the battle of the Jacobs. Slusarz has an opportunity here to go up one.
11.
As I said that, I looked over to make sure he hadn't hit the 12.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe he wanted to really put the pressure on.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one to watch these matches with the pros as to who's using it when they're using it.
10.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he gave up two. He come in through the first one right in the middle and has put them other two out right.
Yeah, he just grabbed a couple clicks to adjust his sight to compensate for that.
11.
Yeah.
33.
It looks like Darren Christianberry in the coach's box for Jacob Marlow.
Look to the banner on the far right.
Let's go to PJ.
There you'll see Jacob Marlow from his 2019 championship. How's it feel to be back up here? You tell us what you think about indoor, because we've heard it before.
Yeah, well, far right seems appropriate since I just chunked 2 of them there.
Tell folks how much you love indoor.
I don't, but I'm still here. I'm still showing up.
And you always do well. That's what we love about it.
Well, always do well. Did you just see them last 2?
Yeah. You got here. That's an accomplishment.
I got this far, but...
Tell us about your setup there, Jacob.
We got the new 23 Verdict. We have a CB Vertex, AAE Rest, Smackdown by Conquest Stabilizers, Blackie Glarus, Tack Vanes. Got the same stuff pretty much I've been shooting.
What kind of knock you got in there?
This is a biter asymmetric. I'm not sponsored by, but if y'all want to send me some, I can send you the address.
There you go. Biter, one of our sponsors. You just heard it there. All right, after our first end, Jacob Slusarz 33, Jacob Marlow 31.
I mean, always pure comedy.
Oh, yeah. He's
Always a fan favorite, man.
Yeah.
He's so good. Did you see those two? Yeah, we did. We did.
It was appropriate. It was on the far right. Yeah, good
I
old,
chunked them.
good old Marlow's always good for a good laugh. And can shoot.
Oh, yeah. Well, Slusarz got to shake that one off. Is there a little bit of a pump on the PA system? No problem.
Yep.
11.
Let's see if those couple sight clicks worked for Marlow. And yeah, he has the same anchor point every single time.
Yeah, he did not like that one. Something's going on he doesn't love. He
11.
Okay, now it's feeling right.
Yeah, but it's still, I mean, that's, the problem is with with this division is one of those little hiccups like that, you could be done. You know, I mean,
12 is called.
this shows right here the pressure that's out there on these guys. I mean, he's putting the 12 up to try and help save himself a little bit right now, but I mean, we talked about he only missed like 7 points all weekend, and he's walked out here and missed.
Close.
Ooh, that's a tight one. I mean, he's down a bunch of points here compared to what he was down there. You know?
Yeah. That shows you the pressure of the final shoot-up stage. Rio, what you call? Look
I'm
like
going to
it
say
hit.
in when I looked at it.
In.
I mean,
I'm going to say in, but we don't know anything, so.
Yeah. Definitely a good call for the.
It's good.
Yeah, there you go.
So now
I wouldn't say that was in with authority necessarily.
No, but that is the part with the 12 that's helping a little bit. Because think about that. That could be a 4-point difference, and now we're down to 3. You know, if he shoots 2 more and Slusarz gives him a little bit,
Just one,
this could
really.
be a match.
Yeah.
You know.
We have Jacob Slusarz 66, Jacob Marlow 63.
So Dane Johnson set the example of turning his 12 on and off, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Put the lights off for Marlow. So it looks like Slusarz will set us off. Boy, man, it's incredible to see Darton Archery just really starting to get some incredible shooters on board.
What?
And the success that they have had.
And Randy's put a lot behind him. I mean, I don't care who you are. Randy, if you look at his businesses over the years, always put a lot of effort behind him and really done a good job of marketing and growing these companies. So when I saw that he had got his hands on Darton, I knew there'd be something to reckon with.
11.
The first big acquisition for Darton was Jimmy Lutz a couple of years ago. He's helped to improve the bows that you see these shooters using now, and I mean, it just gets review after review, rave reviews. It's hard to beat the performance you see on stage. Slusarz is doing a great job with it right now.
Yeah.
New innovations on the cam side coming out from Elite. New stuff launched this year. They continue to push the envelope and evolving stuff. I mean, it's so great to see so many bow manufacturers interested in competitive archery and creating such shootable bows. The 12 again for Jacob Marlow.
Yeah. I mean, he needs it, just like we talked about. If he can shoot this one here and one more in the next one, I mean, it would be a 1-point match. No.
Tried it a little too high.
But it's in that avenue. You need the help, so it's not the.
And you know what? It helps to have your boss in the coach's box telling you should take the risk.
Yeah.
So if you don't do it, you're like, but boss.
You told me.
You told me to.
Yeah. And that's because Darren Christenberry, the pro staff director, standing behind him. So, yeah.
Let's go to PJ.
Tell us how that's going, where the Classic fits into your pantheon of tournaments that TOG supports.
Oh, this is up there on the list. Probably the second or maybe even first biggest turnout for our team. Like when we have our shooter jerseys delivered, this is where we hand them out because the majority of the team are here. So this is one of the best tournaments run. I've never missed a Classic. I've been to every single one.
Every one?
Every one. I didn't get to shoot one year because of knee surgery, but I've been to every Classic, and this is a tournament. As long as it's here, I'll never miss it.
All right, Darren Christenberry. You watch Darren you watch us during the ASA season. Darren's always in the booth with me, making me look like I know what I'm talking about.
99 to 94. Jacob Slusarz in this final end of our Lancaster Archery Classic 2023 edition and our shoot-up finals.
And this should relax him. He should be able to finish out with 3 good, strong arrows. He doesn't look as... Yeah, right in the middle. Yeah. Yeah, this is the tough part when there's this kind of gap. It's like, well, you really can't catch him. You really can't, without any craziness. But you still got to stay in there because there's times something happens. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it happen. Seen it happen on this stage.
Yes.
We've seen a pro shooter completely miss the target.
Yes, 100%. And as a pro, it's so hard to keep yourself into this because you just don't know.
Not over till it's over.
Yeah.
And I have to venture a guess and say that Jacob might just jump on the button.
Yeah, I'm going to go out and throw it on.
He hasn't yet, though.
No.
10.
Where was that earlier, Brian?
There it is.
Where was that earlier, he says to him. Misses his last arrow for one off perfect, so.
The 12 called.
Got it.
He got it. That one was with authority.
Oh, yeah, that one's the second most solid one I've seen today, so.
Official scoring will come in, but unfortunately, we don't think it's enough.
No.
As Slusarz, had he hit that 11, he would have had our second perfect score of the day.
Yep, he would have. And that's solid shooting.
Just a bit outside.
Yep.
So 131 to 128 looks like it's how it's going to score. So Jacob Marlow, who is our 4th seed, will now take a seat. Let's get to PJ.
Jacob Slusarz, 131. Jacob Marlow, 128. Jacob Marlow is going to finish in 5th place, take home $1,500. Jacob Marlow, always appreciate having you here. Appreciate you.
Damn it.
All right, let's bring out our number 3 seed. From Maine, shooting 28 years as a pro, Dave Cousins.
Dave Cousins, the only archer to win gold in all World Archery Championships, World Field, Indoor, Outdoor, 3D. What are you shaking your head for? The guy has shot an incredible career, and he's still right there on top.
Oh, he shoots. Dave and I have competed for a lot of years. Dave's a heck of a shot. There is no doubt in my mind. And he can win at any point. And he is still, as good as the scores were, he's right there with everybody.
So total for the weekend, that includes qualification and elimination rounds, Dave Cousins has dropped only 4 points up until now.
Yeah.
Good shot. Good shot. It's like I said, that's a hard one. His shot looks good, but it was just out.
Yeah, I can already see Dave. He just got a couple confidence clicks.
And again, like I said, it's just so hard to go from over there to in here, and you just hope that first arrow does what you need it to do. But I can tell you, Dave has got no fear. He'll swing on that 12 and have no problem going for it to try and keep in the match.
Whoa. Yep, and that's it. Rio, it's almost like, does he have an earpiece in him?
Yeah.
Dave already's gone for the 12. He's already on it.
11:33.
Of course, Slusarz, he won't see that because of his positioning.
Yeah.
He's got his back to Dave, but Dave already shaking his head.
Yeah. See, and that's the hard part with that is it went from like a chance to be close to that's 6 points in the first end.
Wow.
That's a huge swing. Even if you shot 12 every end, that's only 3 more points. You still ain't catching 6.
Welcome back to Lancaster Archery Classic Finals.
Let's go to PJ.
I will say you are the only archer in history to win gold in all of the world archery disciplines, including you just won World Field Championships for the third time. But what impresses me is give the gap, the year gap between number 1 and number 3.
Yeah, it was 24 years.
24 years. That is incredible. Yep. Dave Cousins been doing it at this level for a long time. So we always appreciate seeing you out here. Run through your equipment for us.
Shooting the PSE Super RTX with the SE cam, shooting Conquest bars, Shibuya sights, Oculus scopes, shooting Hamsky rest, Carter just cuz or just because release aids, Victory arrows, and gas pro vanes.
What knock you got there?
That's AAE IP4s.
All right, the new knock there. All right, Dave, we appreciate seeing you out here. After our first end, we have a 33-27 lead for Jacob Slusarz.
Well, when does Dave jump on the button? That's the question.
Yeah, and like I said, it's hard because even as good as Dave is and as much time as he's been out there, to start like that, it's just so deflating.
Yeah, no, without question. But if there is anybody who's got the mental acumen to pull himself out of that, it's him.
Oh,
so Dave
100%.
jumped on the button already. He goes for it
Yeah.
straight away. You called it, Rio. He's not scared.
No, Dave's never. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, Dave is one of them guys that wants to win in the most ways than anybody I've ever seen. Having been on teams with him and stuff, we were at one of the first World Cup team events, and I will tell you that he literally stood up and said, "I'm not sure I can shoot a 10 on the last arrow if we need it." And he said, "So one of you other guys are going to shoot it." And I can't tell you that I know many other archers that could really have that gumption to do it. And to me, and that was all because he wanted to win.
That's all he wants, yeah.
And like that's a drive that's kept him up there for so long. And I just, Dave's impressive. Like to be where he's at and the stuff like that. Like.
And by the way, the strategy that Dave used, he actually, so he adjusted his sight to shoot in for that 11 ring. So he moved it right back up and was able to shoot that 11. So
yeah, well, and where Dave shoots field so much, he has a lot of.
True.
He's really good with that avenue, and guys don't realize how much Dave knows into his equipment and his sights and stuff like that. He is probably as good as it comes to knowing a lot of that stuff.
Did our first 34 in, possibly?
I think so.
But the way Slusarz is shooting, that's only a point. But you really bring up a good point. Let's see what PJ has to say.
Kind of.
You're able to control your nerves. What do you do to try and shoot through your nerves? Anything you do to practice at home?
No, you run the same process. We practice every day. We practice hard to be here, so it's nerve-wracking. But this is where when I practice, this is where I want to be.
This is where you want to be.
So,
all right. Well, you are doing it at a high level. Once again, you open this match 2 ends perfect. We have 66-61 lead for Jacob Slusarz.
What I was saying about Dave Cousins, though, is that it's not, when you look at field, the fact that he's done it in such a spread, field isn't just a game of I'm a good shooter. It's a game of basically knowing everything. Like you've got to know setup, you've got to shoot, you've got to know strategy, you've got to understand all those elements. So it makes sense what you're saying. Like, what's a little sight adjustment for him?
Yeah, like I said, that's something that he's really proficient at. And I do like that he at least is throwing the 12 out there early. That way, at least can apply some pressure on him. Maybe
got another 12 called right here.
I just missed that one. Oh, and he's turning it off. Look at him. But Jacob's shooting well. I mean, we can talk about Dave and all that stuff, but Jacob's giving no room for any sort of like, here, let me help you out.
Yep.
And I think the sad part of some of the guys out here that have had the rough spots and the rough patches is sad because it's kind of like people that are seeing it didn't see how well they've shot all week. I mean, Dave missed 4 points to get here. 2 during qualification, 2 in eliminations. And so, I mean, even if we go back to Zach and he shot a 660, it's a tough one to swallow because this is the image you're going to see for a long time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
11.
And like I said, Jacob's given no room for any sort of help at all.
Dave,
Let's go to PJ.
Cousins, I always think of field archery, but you have shot multiple 659s here at the Classic, as well as been on this final stage. And you're an all-around archer, obviously. You've won all of those. Is there one that you think of, one discipline, that if you were to define Dave Cousins?
Field archery it's always going to be in my heart. It holds a special place because there's just so many variables that you can't control. It's never going to be the same 2 days in a row. All the pieces of the puzzle are in front of you, and you've got to be intuitive enough to solve the puzzle, then you still got to stand there and make the shot.
Gotcha. Well, that's good. Then I think of Dave in the right mind. If he is a field archer, that's what I think of as well. Going into our last end, Jacob Slusarz, 99 to 90, Dave Cousins.
And Dave's already made the adjustment on his scope. I saw him right after his last arrow, so my guess is after Jacob fires this arrow, Dave might just tap on that 12 button and go for it again. Slusarz, though, is just having such a round.
Yeah, I mean, in tight, he's shot some good ends. I mean, and I think he's getting more comfortable by watching him. He's getting a little more into the nerves are settling down. He's getting into it a little better. I think he got that one.
A little closer, I think he got that. A little closer.
He turned to PJ. A little closer? Yeah, a little closer. All the while, Slusarz is in his own little world.
Yeah,
just wearing out the middle ring. I don't see that very often.
No.
Dave, just a little. He's having a good time at this point. He's just
What?
had a smile on his face.
I'll be honest with you, Dave in the last few years has become really, like, he's really kind of been. I don't know how do you want to say it. He's been a really good sportsman. Like, he's become this different. He's not that Dave wasn't always a great sportsman, but he's just kind of he's let his personality out.
Mm-hmm.
Like
where it's not just competitive competition. You can tell he's here enjoying himself.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
And Jacob takes it. I mean, but like I said, it's almost like Tom Brady. Now he's got away from Belichick. He's got a little comedy, a little laugh.
Stop talking. Just stop talking. How dare you? He got it. That's at least a 1/16 chaff in on that one. All right, so let's listen to PJ.
Waiting for our official score, and that is it with Jacob Slusarz 132, Dave Cousins 124. Dave's going to be our fourth place finisher, $2,500. Congratulations, Dave Cousins. All right, now let's bring in our number 2 seed. From Billings, Montana, 2-time Neen champion and current, including just a week ago, Kris Schaff.
And Kris says his brother was the one who got him into archery, and he says that his motivation that keeps him in the sport, the thing that just drives him forward, is Brady Ellison. And my goodness, he has him in his coaching box. Just incredible.
Yeah, them two have been pushing each other a lot lately. Brady's got his new house in Billings, and they've been shooting together a lot.
Kris Schaff.
And he's loving his new bow. He really feels like it, with his stuff, shoots really good for him.
And that is good. Everybody does have a shooting style, and it is important to be able to match your bow to your shooting style.
Yeah. But it's, I mean, Jacob's been on point, so it's this is no easy match to walk in and.
Kris Schaff came in after qualifications on Friday and elimination rounds, had only dropped 4 points total.
And it's kind of funny because we practiced the day we got here, and he just kept oh, this bow is not good. It's not good. And if you know Kris in all the years, if he ever shoots bad during practice, hold on to your hats because he's going to shoot really good during the tournament.
No kidding. And technically, Kris is extremely proficient. He knows what he's doing. A twist here, a twist there, an ounce here, an ounce there. He's definitely dialed in on that on that front. And that's the side of archery that no one ever sees.
No.
Right?
No.
I mean, your ability for all the years you shot to be able to tune a bow and understand what it's doing, even through all the evolution and the new technology that's come out. And here we go. I mean, we're talking guaranteed podium for Jacob Slusarz, who is our 5th seed.
Yeah.
And
again, this is part of this in this match stuff.
Kris, welcome to Lancaster.
Let's hear from PJ.
Stage.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, you bet. You earned it. Have you been up here on the final stage before?
Yeah, the snow year.
The snow year. Okay, gotcha. Tell us about, you just won Nîmes last week, so you're coming in full of confidence. How does that work for you after a big tournament, a big win like that?
Yeah, after Nîmes last weekend, winning that one, I've came in with more confidence in myself and my equipment.
Speaking of your equipment, let's roll through it.
PSC Dominator Duo 38, Excel Achieve Sight, AVX 31 Scope, Acclaim Bars, HPC Flex, 2712s, Tack Vanes, Joey's Bowstrings, Spot Hog Rest.
What knock are you shooting?
Biter.
Biter. All right. Very good. Obviously, it is working for you because we are tied up 33.
That's a great look at Kris Schaff's shot. And 3 good arrows right out of the box. And that's what you're going to need right now because Slusarz is rolling.
Yep. I mean, with his clean round last time, didn't miss many in the round before that. I mean, he's on it.
11.
That's good. In fact, I think Jacob missed his last arrow of the match against Jacob Marlow. Because if we remember right, Jacob was like, or Marlow was like, oh, where was that earlier?
He did. Yeah.
So that's the only arrow he's missed out here. Ooh, I think that one's just out.
He jumped on it.
Yeah.
Did Slusarz.
11.
Good comeback. But that 1 point could be the match. I mean,
it really could be. At this level,
well,
final 3.
With the 12, I guess we could.
11.
Yeah.
33.
But I can tell you, Kris struggles to want to shoot the 12. He said, unless I have to, I ain't pushing that button.
Is that right?
Yep, that was our discussion. And when we shot it with World Archery, we had that same.
Not sure what else we can talk about.
PJ's with Jacob right now.
How was your hunting season? How about that?
Good.
Good. You got one? Deer?
I got a couple more than one, but
You got a couple more than one. Mainly hunting up in New York. That's what got you into this game, correct?
yeah.
How long have you been shooting target archery, including 3D?
Since 2010, I think.
2010.
Yep.
All right. We see Jacob regularly on the 3D circuit. So our match is tightened up here, but Jacob Slusarz takes a 1 point lead, 66-65. You guys got that 12 there?
Yeah, PJ just reminded him they have the 12. I don't think either one of these archers are really into that.
No. I mean, even Jacob hasn't had to push that button yet. And like I said, Kris hasn't really been into it. And when we shot the World Archery, when they first introduced that 12, it was a big part. He's like, I don't want to shoot that. We don't want to shoot that. And I'm like, I get it. So, I mean, he can when he has to. And Kris is a good enough shot to hit it. But I know it's one thing he really did not want to have to play.
11.
That's good. Yeah, I think it's pretty solid by the looks on the monitor.
Just have to touch the line. You
Yeah.
get the higher point value.
11.
That one's close. I can't tell whether it's shot up like that. And that's a hard one because sometimes you get them calls, sometimes you don't. And can Kris follow up after that?
11:33.
There you go. So we could have a tie match. We could still have a 1-point lead, but this one's a pretty solid match. I mean, I think that 12 is going to be something that's going to have to be played here in the last end, maybe.
Yeah, and I think right now, from our vantage point, let's get PJ on it.
What's it like for you training with him?
You know, it's awesome. Brady pushes me every day. Him shooting the Big Ten ring, like World Archery style, you know, he pushes me every day. So, and I've shot more arrows this year than I've shot in a long time.
I was going to ask you, what's your normal arrow count for a day?
Depends
Brady's
on if I'm
laughing.
working on stuff. 200 to 400.
200 to 400. All right, it seems to be working for you because now we are all tied up with one end to go, 98-98.
So me shooting 60 a day isn't really that great. I thought it was good.
Yeah, not in this world anymore.
Yeah, no, that's
There's
true.
some guys putting in the work, and it's a job. Like,
It
you
is,
think
yeah.
about it truly, like this is how these people are making their living. So it's a job. so-
Brady Ellison, professional archer. Kris Schaff, professional archer.
Yeah.
You know, no other job.
Yeah.
That's their focus, and that's why you can go to Nîmes and win.
Yep. Or
And
come
that's-
here and be competitive. Like, you're always going to be competitive where you're at.
Yep. This is the 2023 Lancaster Archery Classic, our shoot up for the Open Pro in our final run of the day.
And I don't know if that one got called in on Jacobs. Where are we at score-wise?
It'll come up in the upper left-hand corner. Guaranteed a podium for Jacob Slusarz or Kris Schaff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still a 1-point game.
11.
No, we're all tied up right
Yep.
now.
Because that's why Kris, I thought when Kris chose to shoot first, I thought, well, it had to get tied back up. So maybe we don't get a 12 to send.
11.
And I'm not sure I would have wanted to shoot first because if you shoot an 11 on this one, and Jacob goes, I'm going to take a 12, you're done. Oh, he's doing it. What? I'm not, because you're shooting first, you have to take the. Got it. Got it. And Brady, after his performance earlier, was like, oh, so now Jacob has to do it.
You got it.
You got to
Knows
do
what's
it.
up. Wow, Schaff putting the pressure on.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
This just got interesting. now we go to a shoot-off. So now are we going to shoot 12s at the shoot-offs? Kris really looks over.
Give us a shot of Chris's arrow. Oh, yeah.
Plenty, and no problem. 132 to 132, a pair of 12s. Okay.
All right, how's that?
Well,
I'm sure Taylor and the kids at home are sweating now.
I'm sure. Boy, that played out just the way you thought it was going to play out.
Yeah.
See if Jacob clears his. See if Jacob's able to clear his button. There we go.
All right, gentlemen, congratulations. We're at a tie. So we will shoot a 1-arrow shoot-off. It will be for score. If we are still tied, we'll shoot a second arrow for score. If we are still tied, we will shoot a third arrow, which will be measured closest to the center. For the first 2 arrows, 12 ring is in play. Third arrow, you want to shoot closest to the center. All right. So you maintain choice, first or second? All right. You will shoot second.
12's in play.
First. When you're ready.
All right, so Jacob had the choice.
Oh, and Kris is going for a 12 again.
He's going for it.
It's his to win or lose. He's gonna take it.
Got it.
Oh, Kris.
Here we go again.
Oh, Kris. You maniac.
Taylor's gonna whoop you when he gets home, or be really happy.
Ooh,
I don't know.
I think he got it. That's so
Yeah, I
close.
do. It's so close because it's in that ring, and so from this angle, it's hard to tell. But ooh, get the camera.
Ooh, no.
Oh,
No.
I can see red there, so I don't.
No.
And Jacob just dropped his head, so he.
No, I don't think so.
But what a match!
It's where the arrow sits at rest. It's not the hole it punches. It's where it's at rest. Wow. Kris Schaff just sat Jacob Slusarz over after an unbelievable run from Slusarz.
He took it.
To Schaff, gutsy.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know one person right now who wants to win? It's Kris Schaff. Let's get to PJ.
Finisher. He's going to take home $5,000 from us, $1,500 from Darton, $400 from Black Eagle, and $500 from Conquest. Give it up for Jacob Slusarz. He put on a show. So now we're going to bring out our #1 seed from Eatonville, Washington, Brodie Turner. Bodie is the only archer ever to shoot 2 perfect 660s at the Lancaster Archery Classic.
Well, Rio, with the 12 in place, this could take a while.
Yeah, and after I told Kris that he didn't like to do it, he played it. He just put it out there. And I think part of that's Brady behind him, because Brady did it earlier today to win his match.
Certainly did. All right, Brodie Turner, Vegas champion. He did it with a birthday, if you remember.
Yeah.
Started, at 14 and finished it at 15?
Yeah.
Had his birthday on Saturday during Vegas.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, he works on shoots a lot of different equipment. I mean, he told me when he got here, he put some 2712s together and some 130 grain points. And that's what he's rolling. He's like, it just shot really good. I think that's there.
It's close.
He says he has 10 of them.
10 arrows?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said because finding a 130 grain point for him was a little hard.
Wow, Bodie just dropped one.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd only dropped 2 points in all qualification and eliminations. 1,054 out of 1,056.
Yeah. I mean, Kris, after having that pressure match that they just had, this could be a little easier to relax and shoot. But, I mean, it still is for the win, so it's not going to be easy. But
Can't see that side.
that's close.
Another close one, too.
Yeah, I can't tell from the monitor what it is, but it's close.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good.
So we got a couple arrow calls
Yep.
here.
And I think it's one of the hardest arrows when a guy misses or they think they miss. It's like to finish the next one.
Oh, yeah, that one's out. No question. You see any yellow? That one's in.
All right, Brodie Turner, welcome back to Lancaster Archery Classic Finals.
Let's go to PJ.
He'll be back up there.
It was good. It was good to shoot my way up.
It was good to shoot your way up. 660 again. You shot 2 of those now back to back. That's just another day at the office for you, isn't it?
I don't know about that, but yeah, it was good to be able to do it again.
How you feeling up there now, just coming out? First end downrange already?
Nervous. I definitely have to give it a couple of sight clicks, but I think it should be good, or at least better now.
All right, run through your equipment for us. Tell us what you're shooting.
Yeah, so I got Hoyt Invicta with DCX cams, Excel Achieve XP, and then the new AVX scope, Pro Blade, and then Conquest bars and Easton arrows.
What nocks you got and what
Biters.
release? Biters,
Biter
and what release you shoot?
The BG Pro, B3
Got
BG Pro.
B3 BG Pro. All right. good rig there. After our first end, looks like we have 32-31 in favor of Kris Schaff.
So Kris's was out.
No. Yeah, Kris was out, and Bodie had 2 of them out.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's
a 1-point lead.
Yeah, which at this point you have to feel no one can miss. Like Kris cannot miss. He's got to hit 11s. Bodie's got that 12 option.
Yeah. Well, and it's so weird with the 12 because you sit here and say in a normal match, you're like, that 1 point could be the difference. But with the 12, it really changes the dynamics of the match.
11. 11 inside out.
That's pretty impressive. But you think about these two. I mean, like only missing 2 and only missing 4. Like they've almost missed as much in this match as they've missed the whole weekend. You know?
Yeah, and that shows you the pressure.
Yeah.
That this stage brings. The pressure of the win, the crowd here. In our final match of the 2023 Lancaster Archery Classic. In the second end of competition, Kris Schaff goes clean. And here comes Bodie.
To try and matching.
11.
And he does.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, it makes it look so easy. But again, like I said, I think the people at home don't realize, will never be able to realize how hard that is out there.
All right.
Super tough.
Looks like PJ's going to talk to Kris.
Rio in my ear, and he said that when the 12 ring first came out, your mentality was don't shoot at it.
Absolutely. But the last, I mean, against Jacob there, if I didn't shoot at it, he would have.
Right.
So I guess just try to play it that way from here and see how it goes.
Did you feel comfortable aiming at it, or no way?
Absolutely not.
All right. So at the half, we are Kris Schaff, 65, Brodie Turner, 64, in our Open Pro Finals here for the big prize, $20,000.
Well, Rio Wild, it's almost like you know archery.
On occasion, I know these guys. I spend some time around a few of them. Yeah, I have spent my time around a lot of these guys.
10.
Dropped it.
Yeah, Bodie was telling me he built these arrows, and he's actually got super drive points in them, so they don't fit the 27 super or the 27 12 that well.
Yeah, they're going to be a little loose.
Yeah, and so he said they don't spin real good, but they shot good.
Interesting.
So. Well, and like I said, it's hard when you miss one. It starts to eat on you a little.
Yeah. Because now we know that Bodie's figured this out, and the chances of him missing from this point forward are pretty slim.
Yeah.
Which means now Kris has got to play his 12 at some point.
Or there's still 5 more or 4 more arrows.
No, I'm saying at some point. You know, more than likely he's going to wait till the last end.
Yeah.
11, 33.
So Bodie goes up by 1 point.
Yeah. And again, we talked about that earlier about how you walk into an end and you're leading and it just in a heartbeat, or you're trailing, and all of a sudden in a heartbeat you're leading. It doesn't take much.
Coach, what do you see?
He says inside in that.
Let's go to PJ.
Yeah, he says it's good to go now. So.
All right, perfect. Joel Turner, Bodie's dad, in the coach's box. And our score is official. So we flipped now. Brodie Turner takes a 1 point lead, 97-96 going into our last end. Boys, the 12 is there.
You're going to go first?
Oh, and he takes the first position. Because if he shoots and he misses one, and he gets down to the last arrow, and Kris shoots a 12, he could win.
Yep.
That's why this whole dynamics is so tough to understand and think about. Because I know in the past it's always like you want to shoot first to make the other guy have pressure.
11 inside.
And the nice part with Kris is if you get down to that last arrow and he shot all 11s, you know you got to shoot the 12.
Yeah, of course.
So it's a
11. Inside out.
Shooting's at 11 here.
Yeah.
11.
Okay. If Bodie hits an 11, Schaff's going to go for the 12.
11.
All right, so there it is.
The 12 on.
Yeah.
This will be for the tie.
No, he nailed it. He destroyed that 12. Yeah. So 34 for Kris Schaff, 130, all tied up.
Yeah.
Oh, man. See, this is where this could go a while.
Yeah.
So we'll get confirmation of it in a moment, but we can clearly see. You got to shake that off a little bit.
Shake the cobwebs out of there now after the nerves. Like, oh, my gosh.
That's 3 12s, by the way. He's hit.
He, like I said, he really has got some confidence in that bow. He feels really confident about it. So does he do it again like he did in the last shoot off and just say, we're going?
I don't know. Let's go to PJ.
All right. Our judge, Frank Heveron's going to go over the rules again.
All right, gentlemen, congratulations. We are at a tie. So we are going to shoot a 1-arrow shoot-off. It will be scored for score. If that we're still tied at the end of that, we will shoot a 2nd arrow for score. If we are still tied, we will shoot a 3rd arrow, which will be measured closest to the center. For the first 2 ends, the 12 ring is in play. 3rd end is closest to the center. Right. Bodie, you had choice last, so you get to choose again. Bodie will shoot first. Kris, you'll be shooting second.
Okay.
Oh, Bodie's got the 12 on.
Bodie has the 12 on. He is going for it all.
And this is the tough part. If he goes first and does it, and he misses, all Kris has to do should.
That's right. Yeah, but
it's a tough one to look at.
But if he hits it.
Yep. If he hits it, it's a whole different ball game.
You got it.
Got it.
You got it. Yep. So Kris stepped on it.
This would be 4 12s in a row for Kris. This is unreal. Missed it.
Yep, missed it.
He missed it. So let's see on that arrow call. As PJ said, I believe Bodie got it. Dude, I can't. If you hit 4 12s in a row, that would have been unreal. That's 1.5 centimeters. And
Bodie's is in, yep.
Well.
No, it's.
Brodie Turner takes the championship. On that shoot-off, Kris Schaff is our 2nd place finisher. $7,500 from us, $1,000 from PSE, $500 from Easton. Give it up for Kris Schaff. That was a heck of a show. And our champion, oh, here we go. Didn't have the mic. And our 2023 Lancaster Archery Classic Open Pro champ, taking home $20,000 from us, $6,000 from Hoyt, $1,000 from True Ball Excel, $1,000 from Easton, $1,000 from Conquest, Brodie Turner. Bodie, congrats first of all.
Thank you.
All right, how's that feel? You get to add this now, the Classic, to your titles.
That was pretty cool. I got to shoot really well last year, and I took 3rd, and then I really wanted to win it this year.
Really wanted to win it this year. Did you do anything different to try and take this tournament in particular?
Well, not really. It's just I have a little bit more experience, so it was a lot easier than it was last year.
Your dad didn't ground you or anything like that to motivate you, something like that? No. Okay. Well, all right, Bodie, congratulations. You turned 16 when?
Last day of Vegas.
Last day of Vegas. We certainly wish you the best of luck there.
Thank you.
Congratulations, 2023 Open Pro champ at the Classic.
Thank you.
Well, he's accomplished quite a lot at 15 years old. As he, in a week's time, will say goodbye to that age and move on to 16 years old. Well, that's the 2023 Lancaster Archery Classic. Rio, what did you think?
Oh, it was impressive. I mean, from the 12s that started getting thrown at the end to like finishing it off and going to a shoot-off for that little itty-bitty white dot, it was an amazing day.
Well, we certainly thank you for joining our coverage of the 2023 Lancaster Archery Classic, and we can't wait till we bring it to you again next season. For all of our champions, thank you so much for watching, and all the crew here at the Lancaster Archery Classic, thank you, and we'll see you next year.